I have a confession. I quit language school after the first day, and it was possibly the worst decision I've ever made. Yet, also made perfect sense. In the dumbest way possible. And it all happened once I got to move to Tokyo and experience language school for myself. But why did I go in the first place? What did I experience? And after all that, why did I waste nearly $2,000 and quit after my first day of language school? In the Japanese language learning sphere, language ability is usually measured by levels anchored in the JLPT system, N5 being the lowest for beginners, and N1 being the highest for advanced students. Getting N2 or even N1 can be life-changing in Japan. It shows employers and schools that you've hit a certain level of proficiency in the language. So there's a large need for foreigners in Japan to fast-track their learning to improve their lives. And language schools are schools that are solely dedicated to fulfilling that need, providing learners with an all-Japanese environment where they can safely and steadily improve their Japanese language skills, as well as supporting them in their pursuits thereafter. From 2-year curriculums to week-long boot camps, there are course setups that are perfect for everyone, except me. Now, personally, I got up to N2 without a dedicated language school. I had my study routine down to a science. Surely I had no reason to go, right? Yes, I did learn the language in school, but most of my studying was done independently. You'd seriously think at this point I'd have everything under control. And in the end, you'd probably be right. But thanks to new life circumstances, like my move to Tokyo, I had reasons to join. Really, I went to language school for 3 main reasons. I knew having all of my time to myself could be a problem for me. So in my move to Tokyo, I wanted to give my life structure. And going to school every day is something solid that I could have in my schedule to build my routines around. That way, if I stopped working as an English teacher and went back to school, I would at least have something to force me to get up in the morning. And just like our favorite main characters, I'm a bit of a loner. Which is why I wanted to make friends. I knew building relationships in a fast-paced city like Tokyo would be a challenge. So with the consistency of school to give me a platform to reach out to others, I knew that I could build a solid foundation for my new life in Tokyo. Like I said, I already have a system for learning Japanese, and I've modified that system to pass the JLPT, but anyone that's taken on a big challenge knows there's always a way to drop the ball. And for me, this was the worst time to do so, because there's another level that would open up opportunities for me in Japan, and that's passing the JLPT N1. Having quit my job as a language teacher, I was in a mad dash to find a job in my related field, IT. Having the N1 is exactly what I needed to bring new opportunities and bring my resume to the top of the pile. So I figured, if I have a place where I'm only speaking and thinking in Japanese, then surely that'll have me sticking to a solid regimen and pass. Cue my first day. It was time for expectations to hit reality at the speed of life. I show up to class and get the whole curriculum spiel. Keep your attendance above a certain level and you'll get a letter of recommendation. We'll be learning vocab and grammar, writing kanji, and doing speeches. Pop quizzes came out. Oh well, it can't be helped. Vocab study started, and that's where I began to feel comfortable. No sweat. My classmates seemed chill. Plenty of people from nearby countries like South Korea, Vietnam, China, and others. Class ends and the shock really hits. There are immediately cultural barriers and fully formed friend groups around me. That's when I realized, of course, these people have already known each other from previous levels, months and years in advance maybe. I'm jumping in right at the end. That's fine. I manage some small talk and I go home. I get back to do my homework, practicing kanji, and I can't help but think, this is a waste of time. Writing isn't even on the JLPT. I could practice more efficiently by myself. Next thing I know, second day hits and sleeping through my alarm gets the better of me, despite fully intending to go. It's at this point I realize this school isn't even helping me wake up on time. Embarrassed to go in late, one missed day cascades into 2, into 3, and by the end of the week I'm even questioning, should I still attend? Well, I did spend 2 racks on tuition. I should at least get my money's worth. But from an opportunity cost perspective, I get more studying done and have more time for YouTube on my own. If I'm going to have to overcome all these challenges that come with going to school, I might as well just do things on my own and overcome those challenges instead. It's not like I'm getting my money back either way. So I made the choice. I stopped going. It was a hard decision to make, but I felt relieved after I'd done it. Time passed, I took the test, and moved back to the US for the time being. After all that, I have to ask, was it worth it? Did I pass? Well, once I left school, I was doing things on my own. Meaning everything would go according to my design, or lack thereof. I'd enter a new environment, go and meet people, start study routines, but with each thing I did, I eventually found a reason to pull back. On the test front, it was close, but I missed the mark by 9 points and a failed score in grammar, something I would have learned in language school. When I think about it, language school did provide me with all the things I wanted. It's just that taking advantage of the opportunities was more difficult than I had imagined. I had expected all these things to force me into taking action, but the truth is, there's no one forcing me to do anything. All it took was a little convincing and a backup plan, and I quit everything I started. I think there's a lesson in this. Before quitting the things you sign up for, before I quit the things that I sign up for, it must be asked, am I quitting because this thing isn't what I wanted, or because it's exactly what I asked for? Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one.